Hello, welcome back YouTube. In this video I'm going to talk a little bit something different. A couple weeks ago the old 1911 put out a video. And in that video he asked one question. What do you do with your weapon if you're traveling out of state? Well, if I'm traveling out of state and it's for pleasure and not business. Basically meaning I don't know where I'm going from day to day. Or I know point blank after I leave my house where I'm going out of state. This stays home. Key thing. That will always stay home. I'm not going to take the chance of traveling with that on me. Here in Connecticut we've got 3 bordering states. Well, 4 if you want to count another one. You have New York, Massachusetts, Rhode Island. Neither one of those states honor our permit. And we don't honor anybody else's permits either. So, now obviously if you want to call, the island over there, yeah, I don't really consider Long Island its own state. I consider that New York. Now, everything you see on me, it can be considered part of an everyday carry, at least for me. Including one other thing, right? Never leave home without one. Small lights do the trick. But more importantly, what do you do with your weapon? Well, if I'm traveling out of state, and it's for work purposes, I'm going to simply do this. I keep one added thing in my vehicle. Most people don't. $9.99 at Walmart. Best thing you could buy. But inside it, yep. You know those locks that the cops like to give out for free? Get one. Your pistol case. You can hold a 1911 in there very easily. But most states require you to lock your vehicle up in the most rearward position. Or at least the most rearward area of your vehicle. So, with that being said, in a car, it's kind of easy. Put it in the trunk. Obviously, I'm going to keep like a little master lock, put it right through there. I'm going to make sure the weapon's clear. The accessory round will go in one place. The magazines will go into another. I'm going to lock these in the glove box or in the center console, someplace where they're out of sight, out of mind. One of those type of deals. Most cars have like a little little storage compartment just by the steering wheel. So I'm going to lock this and that. Won't even have to lock it, right? Because obviously if it's out of sight, a cop does not see it, he's not going to question. Now, if it's on my side or something like that, it's another story. Now, obviously, after I leave the office in the morning, I'm not going to go directly out. I'm not going to safety my weapon and lock it in the box. Heck no. I'm going to keep it with me up until I get about 2 miles from the border. Then I'm going to pull over. I'm going to find like a little building or something like that. Or I might even do it in my car. As I'm driving down the highway, pull over a little bit before the state line, pop my trunk, put it in there, shut it. That's what I'm going to do. But I never leave home without a few other items. Item number 1, a knife. Never going to leave home without one. Heck, in some cases, 2. It's the one weapon that most states will not say anything about. Now, depending on what state you live in, Massachusetts does have one other law. you cannot have a spring-assisted weapon on you. So, this don't travel with me. This stays in the house. But I pulled it out for the video. Most of the time, I'll keep that knife on me. And, you know, these open up pretty well. These are normally found at like AutoZone or something like that. AutoZone, Advanced Auto, Pep Boys for about $10. Or you can go to flea markets, pick them up as well. You know, here's one that's been used and abused once or twice. Doesn't necessarily mean it doesn't work, right? So I have some form of a weapon on me at all times. Next thing. Little Leathermans. Either the little ones or the full size. This normally goes to the range with me, so hence the reason why it's not open. Leathermans typically always open the same way. They always open like that. Right? So, I don't like the... I like the weapon, or I like the tool, don't get me wrong. I just don't like the way it opens. Well, Buck Tool, or Buck Knives, actually has its own little multi-tool. And they call it the Buck Tool. Right? Well, it's the way it opens. Now, this also does have one other advantage, at least I could see. The reason why I keep this on me, obviously if my vehicle breaks down or something like that, like I spring a hole in one of my hoses, I could do a quick jerry rig. I can get my vehicle back on the road within a few minutes. And yes, I've done that before. But the reason why I like this opposed to the Leatherman, that's locked in place. That ain't going anywhere. Right? You push your little button, it comes down. Now, obviously, it's also going to have a couple screwdrivers, right? Bottle opener, whole 9 yards. You know, it's going to have 3 small Phillips heads. And, yeah, they can be used for other things as well. But the other reason why, too, you come on to the other side, saw, bottle opener, a Phillips head screwdriver, and a bigger Phillips head screwdriver. Now, obviously, these aren't the full Phillips head screwdrivers. They're half screwdrivers. So, I mean, they actually do serve another purpose. And again, it's the one thing states are not going to say anything about because they consider it as a tool. So, these will stay on me. Next most important thing, cell phone. You know, it's another tool that's not going to leave my side. You know, if it does leave my side, it's probably because it's in the car charging as I'm going into the gas station. But a knife, a Leatherman, and obviously what I'm... And every state has its own little restrictions. Most states do not state how many rounds of ammunition you can actually carry. So, all they state is how many rounds can be loaded in a magazine. Most states, or at least some states, 10 round max. I don't like that law. But they don't say how many rounds you can actually carry on your persons. So, if I wanted to walk around with 330 rounds or 330 round or 33 round sticks on me, ain't a thing the law could say. But that's the key part. As part of my everyday carry, these do not leave my side. I reach for my knife, my cell phone, and my gun as if it was a set of keys. You know, these are items that never leave my side. Now, I mean, obviously you can go along a little bit further. You know, other thing I would keep, small little Bic lighter. You know, even if you only use it for the sparking influence, keep a little bit of dryer lint in your car. That stuff catches quick. That and some hand sanitizer. That stuff acts like a beautiful fuel. If you ever need to start a fire or something like that, put a little bit on that. Or put a little bit of hand sanitizer right onto your kindling. You'll start up a fire real quick. But those are a few options. You know, obviously, a multi-tool is a must. And a knife is always a must, especially out of state. You have your main weapon locked up. You never have to feel like you don't have some kind of protection. And most states, they all adhere to the same rule. If the blade does not cross over the palm of your hand, it's legal. Alright. You know, obviously you're not going to be able to walk around with, you know, a 13-inch buck knife or something like that. But you can at least have some form of protection. But the other most important piece of protection you can have, your phone. And, you know, your weapon may be home or it may be out of sight, out of mind. Your phone may not. How many people are always walking around like this? Right? They don't keep their eyes moving. If I'm out or I'm at work, my eyes are always moving. So, with that being said, yeah, I'm going to actually end it here. You know, next videos I got coming up is, I got a clip from the fishing trip I went on. And, yeah. You know, it went actually really well, at least during the day. Once the nighttime hit, you know, it kind of died down. But anyways, it's about 9 o'clock at night. I got to get ready for one of my shows. So, you guys have yourself a nice night. Have yourself a nice day if you're watching it during the day. You know, and anytime you see a veteran, if you haven't thanked them, thank them.